Hello and welcome to another episode of Flavorcity, the Breakers of Chains. I am Ben, your Dungeon Master for this bizarre kind of adventure, joined by this chaotic crew of people. We're going to run around and introduce them again one more time, and then we will dive right into it, starting with Andrea.
Hello, everybody. I'm Andrea, and I'm playing Bulford Angus Cattleman, your Minotaur monk.
Fantastic. Down to Gingy.
Hi, I'm Gingy. I'm playing Charles Lamont Ribadou, playing a Triton Circle of the Moon Druid.
Awesome. And finally, over to Charlie.
Hey y'all, I'm Charlie playing Melis Orpington the Get, the half-elf ranger.
Fantastic. Did you guys notice that I got the directions right this time?
Yep.
You did.
So proud of you.
Instead of going over here somewhere.
It's been, what, 6 episodes?
7.
Yeah, that's fun.
I mean, to be fair, we're usually in a different spot every time, so.
That's fine, but I usually point that way. Anyway, our lovely party of adventurers here have been making their way through the metropolis of Flavorcity in search of the utensils of legend, as they have been called to the city by some sort of mysterious force via Goose, wherein they were asked to find these utensils to try and figure out what happened to the sorcerer leader of this city, Mr. Guy Fiery. They have gone through each of the 3 different major districts. They have fought their way through drones, hunters, giant pylons, and things like that. And they have just recently acquired the 3rd utensil, the utensil of heart, which completes the set that they have been looking for. Which means that their next step is kind of up to them, but realistically, probably heading towards the giant temple of flavor in the center of the city to see what has been going on. However, right before we wrapped up last time, as the party was going to sleep in Clanton's Chili Tavern, Charles glanced over at the menu that they had been using as a map and saw that there had been some shifting shapes on it as the filigree surrounding the items on the menu sort of transformed itself into a map of the city with a large glowing red dot on it away from the temple at the center of the city. And that is where we pick up. You guys all, leaning against the wall or laid out over the table if you're Charles, or, kick back with the hat down over your eyes if you're Bulford, coming to in this unfamiliar space to the smell of just heavy, like rich meat. As you guys begin to wake up, everybody roll a d20 for me first. I guess technically this is a perception check, not just a d20.
Oh, okay. That makes it better.
That makes it 11. 11.
7.
23.
Nice. Got to give you guys some low stakes to begin with to get some bad rolls out of the way. Bulford, you were the first one as you coming to consciousness here. And as you do, you kind of like look up very slightly and you see there is a man standing over in the kitchen of this area, dressed in mostly sort of like gray, bland sort of outfit, standing over a large pot, just sort of stirring it. As he is sort of dipping his finger in, taking a taste, and adding a couple of more things. He notices as the other 2 of you, as well as Bulford, begin to sort of like move around and shift and actually come to waking. And he turns and he says, "Oh, it's good to see you're awake. The name's Clacton. Clanton. Could Clacton's a city in my home game. Jesus. Name's Clanton. Could I not to be rude, but could I ask who you are? I got this note from Legacy, and it sort of explained a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on."
Well, we are the heroes of this city.
We're friends of Fiery. Nice to meet you. My name is Bulford Angus Cattleman.
It's good to meet you, Mister Cattleman. You say you're the heroes of the city. How?
That's right.
I'm okay. I'm a little confused by that. I might need a little bit of elaboration on your part there, but
All right. Well, I'll tell the tale. No worries about that. So, as you probably have kind of figured out, they're chains that both figuratively and literally that have essentially taken over the city. Their drones are coming after people, making them go
yeah.
work in these here trains, and it's kind of draining the soul and the life of people and the city proper. And so we got called in by some geese to come
Mhm.
in and save the city. We got
Yep.
chosen, I guess. Really, I think it was just because we answered the goose, which, to be fair, it's kind of weird to also answer a goose now that I say that out loud.
Yeah,
But
just a little bit, but okay.
Don't put in the menu. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
you got that.
this here menu, prophecy menu, it doesn't speak our names in particular, but we're the ones who answered the call. And so now we got a lot of the proper tools that we need to hopefully save the city. And that's what we're here to do. Any
I love
questions?
that is all 100% accurate. And I just made it up on the
Yeah.
fly.
No lies.
Um, you know, there are plenty of questions that come up with that, but we're gonna table those for right now. And we're gonna go ahead and get some food in your bellies first because that feels important. Uh, so if you guys want, I know it's a little odd for breakfast sometimes, but I got a big old pot of chili over here. That's what Legacy said that you guys wanted. If you guys want some chili, I can get you some chili going here, and we can sit and you guys can maybe tell me a little bit about what's going on a little bit more.
Hey,
Sure,
All right.
that sounds good.
Because the goose and the prophecy menu is a little bit unfamiliar to me.
That's unfamiliar to a lot
Doesn't
of
make-
people. That's all right. I'll help you out.
Okay. Yeah. And so he goes ahead and he serves up like big ladles full of just chili in big old bowls and sort of passes them down the line to you guys before scooping
Could I ask
himself.
real fast what kind of meat in particular is in here?
I also wanted to know.
Sure. Yeah, I make chilies with all kinds of different meats in it. In seeing the company that I had in the establishment here, I went with some pork and I got some chorizo from my buddy down the street there. And so there's no beef, there's no chicken, there's none of that because it felt a little inappropriate to go that route. So hopefully that is amenable to you alls, and we can if you like, I can make up a different kind if that's better for you.
It's very good
No,
of you.
you already got this prepared.
Mhm.
It is a-okay. We're strangers in your home. I completely understand. Well, I'm just here to help. I'll answer all your questions. Don't worry about nothing else.
So what's wrong with his pants in your pen?
Sure,
Well,
let me
give
see
him
it.
some.
And he goes ahead and he takes the spice and he dips his finger in it. Ooh, well that's
Brushes
pretty
gums.
good. Let me go ahead and add a little bit here, and we'll see what we can get going from it. And he goes ahead and he sprinkles a little bit more into the chili, and mixes it up, gives it another taste, and he goes, "Yeah, that gives it a nice little edge there." And so we'll go ahead and use that, and let's go ahead and sit down. You guys can figure out what you're doing next, and you're welcome to stay for as long as you want. It's refreshing to have people in my space again. I've been stuck over at the Captain Silver's up the ways a little bit, and so it's been a little bit. It's been a while since I've gotten to actually go ahead and make my chili for people. So he goes ahead and he serves everybody, and brings it out to the table where you guys can sort of sit around it. You guys are back in like the actual residential area here, but you can see sort of off through some of the windows. There is a storefront almost, where there's a couple of smaller sort of tables for customers who would come in to sit down and eat at. But in spite of the fact that this is like a potentially functioning restaurant, there are only like 3 or 4 tables out there, which kind of lines up with the whole idea that most of the stuff happens out in the community. And so he goes ahead and he sits down with all of you guys and goes ahead and starts eating. For any of you guys that actually do have the chili, which I'm guessing is all of you, it is very, very good. It's really well balanced between being like overly savory and having a little bit of freshness to it, and the spice that Charles added does give it a nice little like kick on the end of it. Just a little bit of Cajun at the end that pops it up a little bit. And so he comes and he sits down with you guys and says, so what's your plan moving forward here? You say that you were chosen and you were summoned by a goose, and you got this menu now, and it feels like there's a couple of blanks there that I just can't quite fill in. But Legacy is busy doing his thing over here and making life a little bit more livable for us again. It's really good that you managed to get him out of wherever he was stuck.
He was in an egg.
He was in an egg.
Yep. Couple levels down, it was some emerald egg.
That's concerning, but okay.
Well, that's the other thing, is that part of the reason that we got called in is because the like almost keepers of the different areas were all trapped in different locations. So like Gordon of the Ram's Head, he was stuck in like this portal thing with like this dough bread. He got trapped in there.
He had some
and
bread.
then Miss Mary Berry was trapped in her bear form in a cage with hollow wood and
it
whatnot.
Sounds like you got a little bit of a catch in your throat there. Do you
Guys,
want water?
just
a little bit.
Thank you. He just sips water.
Mary Berry.
She's well, I did tell Miss Mary Berry if she wanted to be a little bit safer, she can go to my house. But that's fine. Don't worry about that. That's just a side thing. So we helped them out. We got them out and about. So they're kind of fixing up their own areas. And so kind of the next step for us is we'll probably head towards the middle of the city for the temple, see if we can find Mr. Fiery. If not, heading straight there, I say we backtrack a little bit, maybe go to, what is it called? Mac and Brent's, I think.
It is called Mac and Brent's.
Yeah, we're going to go talk to the
good dig.
man.
Yes. We can always go check on, I think Bart.
Yeah, the goose man.
I completely fucked up last episode and called him Walter. It's fine.
Yes.
Charles is just going to go off and something Walter.
I did not write a single note. This is all just like
Prince
pulling
Cafe,
back and hoping.
Bart Kindro.
Amazing.
Good pulling.
So we'll probably maybe check in on him. Haven't heard from him in a bit. See if he knows what else is going on. See if anything's like changed. I know we got some issues with the drones, but that being said, if you find yourself to be a little bit more on the fighty side, when them drones here, and I'll pull out. We've been using these.
The tangled mess of drone innards.
Yep. We've been using these here gemstones that can be found in the middle of a drone. If you're able to crack one open like an egg, no offense, Mels, but you crack it open, you get yourself one of these, you tangle it up, and then you're able to hold it out. It lights up like a lantern when one of them's close.
Yep. It's really
useful. We've been using it. It's been great. Don't mind the big one. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to worry about one of them.
That's probably a good thing, because that's a little
it's
on
the
larger
big
side. Yeah,
I know. It's about almost the size of my face, and I'm a big feller. Anyway.
That you are. Speaking of, do you need some more food there, big fella? I see you finished your bowl out.
It was good, thank you. No, I'll be all right. I know I'm a big guy, but I eat lots of little things throughout the day, and I'll be all right.
If you say so. All right.
But yeah, that's the plan. That's what's been going on. Any other questions that I could probably answer? Except I can answer just about everything except for about Mary Berry. I don't know too much about that.
Real quick, can I get an insight check on this, dude? I know we've already
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Okay.
The way Bulford just said, I just trust him. It's fine. He hasn't killed him yet.
It's a 15.
15. Based on what you can tell, he seems like he's pretty well on the level with you guys. He's
Not just
I mean,
confused.
he is a little lost based on what's going on, but as you remember Legacy telling you, he's an old friend of his, and so the word of your giant emerald dragon friend kind of carries through here, which it is helpful. He didn't try and murder you in your sleep, which is
That's a good point.
always a good start. The foundation to any healthy functioning relationship, not murdering each other in your sleep,
Or the best betrayal.
He seems a little confused. He seems tired, really. And you guys do see on his like boring gray outfit, he does have the little Captain Silver's logo right in the breast pocket area. But he is sort of picked up a little bit from when you first woke up and saw him to now, where he's have been able to sit and eat some food and talk to people who are not his, sort of almost brainwashed counterparts in his current day job, it seems. So largely, he's just kind of confused.
Gotcha.
But
fair.
Yeah. He woke up with 3 strangers in his house and a note nailed to the door. So
that's fair.
That happens sometimes.
So you were stuck working at one of the chains down the way?
Yeah, I technically still am. I'm just I'm off right now. I got home to find the note and Utri, but Legacy has been making his rounds true to district here. I saw him a little bit ago. I gave him a wave, but he's been seemingly getting rid of a bunch of those flying things that
That's the
seem
drones
to be ripping apart. Yeah,
he seems real effective.
Well, maybe you won't have to even. You don't even have to be fighting any of them. Just walk over to one of their corpses.
That would be
grab
ideal to not fight
grab your
any of
gem.
them.
And hey, maybe when this is all over, you have yourself a fun little souvenir.
While you're not wrong, I feel like I might want to just sort of forget about a lot of the stuff that happened.
You know what? That's
it's
fair.
Been not the best, but
that's fair.
That's fair. Well, we hope that we're gonna head to the back towards the center of the city and start getting some things taken care of. So hopefully it won't be long now before maybe the city gets restored a little bit to what it used to be.
Yeah, that sure would be nice. You there, Mr. Blue Guy? You looked like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, Charles.
Oh yeah, when you go in there, do you ever see anybody not familiar in there? It's kind of hard to hate somebody that can't put a face to. Or were not the people around here?
Everybody around here's kind of been. I imagine it's probably pretty similar to the rest of the city. We've sort of been hunkered down and hiding out as best we can, but there have been quite a few people actually that when the chains moved in, it sort of killed the sense of community that we had going on here, and so quite a few people actually made their way out, as far as I can tell. And so there's some of us left, and I'm sure that when the city is back on its feet and back to where it needs to be, we'd be able to get them back in here, and we can get this district back up to functioning speed here. But for now, we're just kind of hunkered down and hoping to make it through.
Yeah, you gotta do what you can to survive.
Yeah.
Like these.
Yeah.
But you ain't never. You ain't never seen anybody from like corporate or nothing.
No, I can't say that I have. Most of the people they're not even people. Most of the things that come through for the chains are those robots that are flying around. There are some of them that are bigger than the other ones, which clearly you have seen. And he gestures over towards the giant nest with the one rock that's bigger than the rest of them. But it sounds like the one you ran into might have been a little bit fightier than the ones that have come through here. The ones that have come through here are more they're more keeping you in line and less attacking you in the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all had a big fucking dragon run around here.
Yeah, there were quite a few of them, the big fightier ones at the beginning, and then when Legacy disappeared, I imagine that was because they were putting, as you said it, that big fucking dragon away.
Yeah.
So, there haven't been a whole lot of them that have really rolled through here that have been too terrifying, but we've also kind of discovered that it's just easier to go with it and hope that we'd figure something out, which it seems like the city's sort of working on fixing itself, as somebody reached out to you three, and you three have apparently been able to make your way through the other districts here.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you keep saying that your next move is to go towards the center of the city? Is there anything I can do to help you with that? I'm just kind of one man who runs a chili shop, so I don't know what I can really offer you. But
maybe the quickest route, or like
if you could point us.
How about this? Maybe the quickest route, and possibly maybe a sneakier route that you might know of. So if you know anything sneaky, we'll take the quickest route, and then we could also find the sneakiest by ourselves.
Do you need to go, Jelly?
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
Do you need to go, Jelly?
There's always some to-go chili if you want some to-go chili. I can find some lids for the bowls that you got right there. They won't necessarily be the right lids for the right bowls, but
that's always a problem.
As long as it seals it up and doesn't spill, it'll be all right.
For the people that are maybe going to get the city back to normal, we can definitely make that happen.
Thank you.
Now, the fastest route out of here towards the center of the city is just going to be pretty much straight in a straight line.
Right.
You're gonna
sure. It's funny how that works.
It is. Now, if you're going for speed, the real question I have is, you all are very obviously very powerful, very skilled. Can you jump very high?
I mean, if we can't jump, I can throw them.
Fair enough. Because the fastest way is to go up through the pools, just sort of in a line in that direction.
Right.
Oh, sure.
To get back towards the surface. Otherwise, you can go over. I imagine that if you found Legacy in the middle of the district here, you had to come up a set of our special stairs to get to here, and so you could go over there. It's a quick 10-minute walk away from here. Take the special stairs up to the surface, and then just make your way from there in, again, a pretty straight line. In terms of sneaking, really, if you can keep to between and behind the buildings, that's going to be your best bet, and probably going up through the water from the buildings that are close to the edges of the pools, and sort of going up and being as not splashy as possible.
That's fair.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Splashes tend to attract attention to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not really built for sneaking around so much as we're built for some good fun times. You should come back when everything's set back to normal, because we have a main block party here. It's a good time.
Oh man, the family would love it. It'll be a good time.
Bring everybody.
Oh, ain't no problem. Ain't no problem with that.
Am I bringing Wompy?
You are welcome to bring whoever you want. I haven't been out to the swamp in a long while. But the swamp people that are out there that I've met have been really fun, and they could be a good time to have too.
Yeah, I haven't met a lot either, but Charles is certainly fun.
Oh,
I got a distant cousin out there in the swamp, like twice
Oh, you do?
removed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I understand that I am, a minotaur, but the cousin twice removed, these gator folk.
Oh, wow.
Jay.
Yeah,
Jay?
he's pretty nice.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Well,
Oh,
what a
man.
small world.
I love you.
know. Oh
Oh.
man.
Love you. You
All
came
right.
around about 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely. Okay, so we got to get going. We're getting
Sure, let
distracted.
me find you some lids for those bowls real quick. And he just like wanders away. And you hear like stuff being shoved out of the way, clattering around, and he comes back out with what are essentially like Tupperware lids that will kind of fit over the top of the bowl, and he just kind of like jams it down and on there, and it mostly seals. Like, that's about what I can do for you.
You know
That's how you
what?
know
It's
it's good.
more than kind.
It should
You've
stop it
done
from
so
spilling
much.
at least a little bit. So
It was very helpful. Thank you.
Mhm.
best of luck to you all. I appreciate it. And when this is all over, come on back and we'll make sure that everybody knows exactly what it is you got done here.
Oh,
I'll be
thank
able to
you.
explain a little bit better, maybe.
That's probably good because the people around here, they're not as imaginative as I am. So it might be better to have a little bit more of an exact sort of logical explanation to what's going on.
You might even bring Mary Berry back too, so she could explain as well.
Maybe.
That would probably help.
Yep.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and on my way out, I'm gonna leave 5 gold on the table for his
Sure.
Oh,
services.
Sounds good. As you guys are walking out, he notices and he goes, no, wait, you don't need to. And then the door closes and you guys are out the door, out the street, standing outside of Clanton's Chili Tavern.
All right, y'all.
What do you want to do?
All right, y'all. I think we should take the special stairs and then just fucking beeline it.
yeah, that sounds good.
So we don't go
Charles,
down.
what was the rest? Can you pull the menu out and we can look at that prophecy? What was the rest of it? Like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did the
that makes
first part.
sense.
Like, what
Which has it changed aside from the big red dot where the church is?
So there on the one page, as you pull it out and take a look at it, on the one side there is still the prophecy there, but on the other side it's like a trifold menu. On one panel of it there is the prophecy, and on the other two, everything has sort of rearranged itself to be sort of a top-down map of the city, with a large square in the middle of it that you would gather to be the temple, and a ways off from the temple, about halfway between that and the outside edge of the map, there is a large red dot, just sort of glowing a little bit.
Do Bulford and I see the dot?
Yeah.
As well?
Yeah, everybody sees the dot.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold the conglomeration.
No, that is
near,
new.
near the menu. I'm just gonna assume nothing happens.
Amazing. Nothing happens. No.
All right, we're fine. We'll put it back. Tie it back to my belt. All right. So
that is new. When did that happen?
yeah.
No, I've been 9-9.
Oh, all right. Maybe.
Oh, sorry, I got caught up in the chili.
Oh, that's all right. We were all caught up in that chili. Maybe
Yeah,
it
it was
maybe
good.
it could
I was so
sense
sleepy.
that we
Lost in the sauce.
yeah, lost. Maybe it could sense the map could sense that we had completed, gathered the 3 items.
True.
Yeah, you're kind of crazy, but what if we just ask them at?
We could try.
Yeah.
Who's gonna Charles? Your idea. You get to talk to the map.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm running out of fuck this up. Okay. I'm gonna pull out the map. I'm gonna say, hey, we gotta go to that big red dot.
Make an Arcana check for me, Charles.
I'm not gonna burn no lucky on that. Let's go with the 1.
1.
Which is not the worst I could have rolled.
That's concerning.
Oh
This
God.
is the best.
So Charles, you pull out this map. You ask it if we should go to the big red dot. And you stare at it.
We're all hunched over, just like...
Yeah, everybody's watching. And the thing is just pulsing very slowly. And it doesn't say anything to you, Charles. But you feel that the map is trying to tell you something.
Yeah, I think that's
What
it, yeah.
that something is, you're not super sure, but it is trying to tell you something.
Did you hear something?
Did it speak?
In my heart.
Oh, wow.
Just here, not here though.
Yeah. What'd you feel? What'd you feel?
We gotta go somewhere. Probably the big red dot if I had to guess. I don't know. That seems a little too smart for me.
Do we want to take it back to Bart? He's a smart man. He found the thing. Maybe he can read it and do smart man things.
I want to see if he can pull a big duck too. A big goose. Big goose.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to say that was a profound moment, and this is a really cool takeout menu. I'm glad that you can communicate with it in your heart, Charles. That is.
I bet you because he can use
that's
that
incredible.
magic of his.
That's yeah.
I mean, that might be.
He's got some pretty crazy magic. That's
You're
for sure.
real talented. Yeah, I think that's exactly it.
He's a magic man.
He's the magic cracker man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got pretty bad too. You going around, you shooting things with your arrows. That's pretty cool. And you got
we all got our skills. That's for sure. But
which I can put those arrows on fire now if you need me to.
You can. That is so cool. I've tried playing with fire before, but it never ended well. But if you can do it safely, that's awesome.
Well, safely, yeah.
Sorry, I'm broken. Magic Cracker Man killed me. I'm out.
Charles is
I'm definitely gonna have to. I'm gonna have to summon those mice for the final battle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. All right, so what do you guys want to do?
All right.
So we take the magic stair. I mean, the secret
part. Yeah, take the magic
stairs up.
Yeah.
Make a whole lot less noise than splish splashing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys go ahead.
Maybe Bart will recognize, what that dot, where that location might be more specifically.
Right. He is the person that can read whatever language is his.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you go ahead and you make your way back over to the special stairs. You get into the special stair pod, and it goes ahead and begins to lift you up as you go back up this elevator that has been constructed through these different layers.
I'm concerned by the quotation marks.
Because they're special stairs. They're not.
Yeah. They're not. It's not an elevator. Not an elevator.
Right.
We don't have one of those here.
For some reason, Legacy was cagey about it, and
because he doesn't want Gordon to get one.
Exactly. And so you guys go ahead.
Is it just an escalator?
It's literally an elevator.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's kind of funny if it was an escalator.
I fucking love an escalator, man.
You go ahead and you get into the secret stairs. Ride the secret stairs back to the surface level, where these two sort of rolling barn doors open up, and you step out and you look back at where you were, and you are now standing back on the surface, and you have walked out of a totally normal looking like storefront, almost, with like these doors that would roll over the front of a walk up sort of window area. And they go ahead and you slide shut behind you, and you guys are back on the surface. You want to make your way towards... Oh, Jesus. The dog is under the desk now.
He was just visiting me.
You want to make your way towards Mac and Brent's, or the center of the city, or... I mean, I guess one's kind of on the way to the other because of the way that the city is laid out. You got to go past the center to get to Mac and Brent's, which is in sort of the entryway.
I'm up for visiting Mac and Brents first if everybody else is.
Yeah,
just in case we might have missed something, since none of us picked the one language needed.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, I was able to understand the giant emerald dragon going bang, and honestly, I feel like that's worth it.
That
Right.
was so worth it.
that in
was
its own
great.
right was worth it.
Yeah.
All right, so you
All
guys
right.
want to be quiet? You want to...
Yeah,
So,
I think we
I was
should try
gonna-
and be a
I
little.
was gonna propose that if we wanted to move fast, I could get us there pretty quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go on.
So, I know I'm a big man. I'm chubby, but I'm quick. So
Yeah.
because I normally I move 45.
Uh-huh.
I'm just dashing. That's like what, 90 feet? Is that how math works?
That's how
Yep.
math works.
pretty good.
I don't know if Step of the Wind will do anything extra on top of that, but like
Step of the Wind gives you a bonus action dash.
so.
So that's 135 a round if you spend a key point for the round.
So lots. I can go
That's
fast.
so fast. Can you carry? Can you? I know you're real strong. Can you carry both of us? Is that
I
what
think
you're
so.
proposing? All right.
Yeah.
If I need to, I can turn into something smaller.
I mean, Charles,
It's up
if
to
you
you.
need to,
I
you
don't.
can turn into like a horse or something too. Like,
Yeah, but
keep
is the horse
up.
really fast?
if you dash, yeah, sometimes.
All right.
Depends on if there is Step of the Winding happening or not, really.
I'll probably listen. If I'm carrying both of them, I'll Step of the Wind. If I'm only carrying one, I won't. So that way Charles can keep up.
Yeah. What if I just turn into a goose and rode on your head like the chickens do with Mel?
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
Why the hell not?
Let's do
Is
it.
that what we want to do?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Bulford, I'm going to have you make a stealth check then.
All right. Hold on. Let me get back to.
As we end
Wherever
up
my stealth
with this
is.
bizarre sort of parallel as Bulford puts Melis in like a piggyback, and there's Acorn sitting on top of Melis's head, and then Charles turns into a bird and sits on top of Bulford's head. And you've got
the way to do it.
Yeah. You've essentially got a chicken fight riding on top of another chicken fight as you run through the city.
They won't know what hit them.
I have a stealth roll of 19.
Of 19. Okay.
Just
Let's see how badly I can roll today.
I just love the idea that there's this corporate guy watching us on a monitor this whole. There's literally us going at like 20 miles an hour on foot. He's just like,
what's happening right now?
What's going on?
So
I don't get paid enough for this.
Oh, God, no. As you guys take off in this bizarre sight, you are running through Bulford, just going, just full sprint, making your way there. At one point, you guys hear, I guess more specifically, Melis, you would hear because you're the one that isn't a goose or focused on running. You hear the sort of sound of drones behind you beginning to sort of pick up and make their way down towards you, followed very quickly by a giant green shape slamming into them through the sky as Legacy just like spear tackles these things out of the air down into the ground.
Thanks, buddy.
He's clearly making some laps here.
as are we.
As the full sprint Bulford just through the city. Lighter on his feet than you might expect. However, he is still a large cowman carrying another person and several birds now. Really, more birds than make sense for the three of you people to have.
It's a bird per person.
I'm one level away from being able.
It is a bird per person.
It is a bird per person. You're right.
The chicken sitting on my horns. And the goose.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just look over at the chickens. Quack, 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 quack.
Acorn like fluffs
Tensions run
herself up a
high.
little bit
Sure, gotta make herself.
and preens
Yep.
for you just a little bit.
As Bulford just thunders his way out of the stock pot, which side do you want to go on? Do you want to go through the range or through the pit? Because you got to go around the center of the city to get back to
right.
Macambridge.
I'm gonna say the pit, because truth be told, we didn't go through the range fully, so we'd have a little bit better of an idea, like, about the pit.
Sure, fair enough.
So that's what I'm gonna go with.
And how wide do you want to make your berth around the center? Like, do you want to cut pretty close to it to cut down on time, or do you want to like wing around it to?
Probably closer to the center just to cut down on time. Okay. But if I notice that there are more drones, I'll start to weave out a little bit.
Sure.
If I have to, just to like try to lose some of them.
Sounds good. And as
for the most part, towards the center.
Okay. And as you do make your way sort of through the center there, you do notice that there are definitively more drones around the center. Actually, from where you guys are, I'll say everybody make a perception check. Melis, you can make it with advantage.
That's good.
12.
25.
24.
Well, all right then. Charles, you do notice some of this, but it is really everything you can do to hold on in your goose form, as you don't have hands and your feet aren't really made for gripping bull head. So
the hat, because remember the hat's still on.
Right, yeah, not made for gripping cowboy hats.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So you do see the drones that are up in the sky, but Melis and Bulford, you guys do notice that there is almost like migrating flocks of birds, how they get really dense and sort of like expand and weave in and out. There are several of those kind of swarms around and above the very center of the city. And actually, you two, as you are going, you hear, before you would see, some very loud sort of sound like footsteps, like heavy footsteps towards that center of the city there. Several different sets of them, sort of in what seems like a pretty regular sort of pattern. So it seems like there's something or some things large that are patrolling that kind of area.
Does it sound like the big guy that we fought? Those footsteps, the hunter.
The hunter's footsteps were like, they were heavy and loud, but they were also pretty fast. Because it had like the four legs under it that it was like kind of running on. These are more like lumbering sort of walking steps, it sounds like. But similar like weight to them.
Okay.
So in hearing that and kind of making an analysis, Bulford, you kind of cut outside a little bit more. Jesus. That's a 2, a 4, a 4, and a 19, which means that as you are cutting out and making your way around, you do have an errant little set of drones that sort of break off and make their way down towards you to check out what's going on. But there's only 3 of them making their way towards you guys. Let's see, if you're moving at 90 feet around, they cannot catch you. However, they are following you as best as they can. As you
are you like full on like pumping your arms like running, or are you doing like Naruto run here?
Paint us a picture here, Bulford.
Ooh, that's a good question. I think to start out, it was what was like the get out run. Just like,
sure.
And then it just kind of, as he kind of like finds his stride, he just pulls into the Naruto run. Going just a little bit down.
Sure.
Longest Minotaur charge ever. I love it.
Yeah.
You had a lead with the goose on your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of a horrifying image if you think about it.
It really is. It's terrible.
Oh, it's great.
On the back with the chickens and whether it's the bow or the fucking mall.
Yep, pretty much.
We worked hard enough at it. We could turn it into a little Nasan, I think.
Oh, good. Okay, they are. So as they sort of disappear from sight behind you guys at Bulford's full run speed here, because again, simply cannot keep up. You don't hear them. You hear them fading, but you don't hear them like leaving necessarily. It sounds like they are keeping sort of a beat on where you are. They rolled another 19 plus stuff for a perception check to actually follow you. That's how.
Oh, okay.
Also, it's a giant bull man running through the city. He is stealthy, but he is
still a giant
large.
bull.
Yep.
Yeah, and
He is large.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would say, Bulford, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay.
Just to see how long you can keep up a full sprint across a city carrying a person and 3 birds.
You said save?
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
At an alarming rate, almost, Bulford brings you guys back around to the familiar site of that large, wide sort of entry where Bart had told you guys about there being like this is where sort of like they set up the farmers market kind of area, like where people come in from outside the city, set up, and you come and buy stuff from here. Bulford, you sort of skid around the edge there and go ahead and stop.
Tokyo Drift,
just full like hooves into pavement, stopping sort of in off to the side of that street there, as there are patrols sort of going back and forth above you on the actual street. And you pause for a second, little out of breath, but not too bad. Mostly totally fine, in spite of having just run across a full city. It's been hour and a half, 2 hours now at Bulford's full run the whole time to make it here.
Nicely done.
Yep.
Endurance.
And you guys sort of take a second, take stock, and look around, and then you hear behind you a Melis in particular, I believe. You have the highest passive perception. Bulford does now, actually. Because of the utensil of mind that he is currently attuned to. Yep. I mean, you guys are 16 or 15, 16, 17 between the 3 of you, so it's pretty close.
Okay.
You guys hear in that order, Bulford, Melis, Charles, just the faint as the 3 drones that have been tracking you this whole time somehow actually do catch you. I just rolled a natural 20 for them to be able to follow you.
Good.
Hell yeah. Good for
so
them.
there are 3 of them that are coming your way right now. As you have sort of stopped for a second, you can see across the way, across the way, and a block or 2 down is the cafe that you guys first met Bart at. But you'll need to get across this major street with the patrols going over you and deal with whatever's coming behind you at this point. So what do you want to do?
You want to try some of them fire arrows at those 3 before we start the last chunk of this mad dash?
Sure, let's do it. Charles, you up for
that? Yeah, I'll come out of Goose form and then cast fire arrows at a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay. Sounds good.
Way that works is it's concentration up to an hour. Each target or each ammunition drawn from the quiver that I cast it on deals an extra 1d6 fire damage. And it's good for 12 pieces of ammunition, so 12 arrows.
Well, all right then.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw some arrows and wait for them to come into sight.
Sure. As you guys sort of set up on this corner, looking up into the street, one of you, I'm assuming probably Bulford, is he's the one that is not casting flaming arrows, making sure that there are no drones coming towards you as he holds up his giant nest of stuff, making sure they do start to faintly glow as Melis, the 3 of them, come around the corner and make their way towards you. So as they come into view, what do you want to do?
We'll fire my first arrow at the first one.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
All right. That is 25 to hit.
Well, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. So 8 points of regular damage plus an additional 2 of fire. So 10.
10 points of damage. As you go ahead and you draw back the first arrow, you pull it out of the quiver, and it's almost, you hear like a little sound as you pull it out, like a match almost striking, as the end of it just sort of catches flame, and you go ahead and draw it back. And it's weird because as you draw it, you'd expect it to be hot right on your hand where you're drawing it in your bow. Doesn't get any warmer necessarily as you draw it back, which was really the problem with all of the flame arrows that you have tried in the past.
Yeah.
They get a little warm on the fingies that are holding the bow, but you go ahead and you let it go, and it flies out as these things turn the corner, and one of them has a panel that begins to slide up, and it slams right into the lens, and you can see the arrow sink into it and continue to burn on the inside of it as the thing like reels back and is all sort of out of whack now as you have shattered the lens on the front of it. Nice. It is still floating. However, it seems to not really be able to see all that well. And the other two of them have slowed down to sort of stay in the same level as their good friend here.
Before I even see if it hits or not, I'm going to turn to Charles and say, "That is so cool." And then I'm going to shoot that. Yeah, thank you. And then I'll shoot my second arrow at... I'll shoot it at a second one, not the one that's right.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay. Oh, that's a 9.
9 total?
Yeah.
You go ahead and you fire off the second one, and as these other ones have sort of turned to check on their now kind of incapacitated buddy, you having just turned back from Charles, go ahead and really quick fire off another one, not really taking stock of what happens, and it hits the side of it, and it sort of splinters off and slams down into the ground, not dealing damage as it just sort of hit the outside shell of it. That one goes ahead and whips around back towards you. What do all three of you guys want to do at this point?
What do?
I think I'm gonna, because I'm not really great at long range, so I'm gonna hold off with my friends on me, and then the minute it clears up enough that we could bolt, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hold the ground.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check, Ben Wilford.
How to do math? Math is kind of hard. I got 16.
16. Okay, sounds good. Melis?
I was gonna say I forgot to add my swarm damage to that first one. Can I do that?
Sure.
Great. So as the arrow hits into the lens and splinters it, the ghostly chickens will explode into the robot and give another 5 points of damage.
And they do, as the arrow slams into the front of it, cracking the lens in it. It flutters for a second in midair, and then the end of the arrow explodes out into chickens. And you can see them sort of blast out the sides, almost like a bunch of little pieces of like fragmentation shooting out of the shell of it as it falls to the ground. It doesn't move anymore as the other two have turned to look at it, and the one has spun back around to see you guys. Charles?
Do you need me to roll perception, or are you asking what I'm going to do?
What do you want to do?
I want to try, is it possible to cast Entangle and get both of them?
Let's take a look real quick. Is Entangle concentration?
It is, but is there any way I can just do it for the... if I did that, I would lose flame arrows, wouldn't I?
That was the question.
No,
you could entangle and get them, but you would lose concentration on flame arrows then.
I don't know if that seems like a good idea then. Yeah,
Melis, do you want to shoot some more?
I was going to keep shooting, but it doesn't matter to me.
I'll cast Create Bonfire on one then.
Create Bonfire?
Oh, that's also concentration.
It sure is.
Thorn Whip. Sorry, we'll do Thorn Whip.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and roll your Thorn Whip attack. Melis, if you want to go ahead and keep shooting, you can.
Oh, great.
Okay, that's 17 plus 5, so 22.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll your Thorn Whip and damage.
That's 2d6. Five. That's 9 damage, and it gets pulled 10 feet closer.
It sure does. As you go ahead and you Thorn Whip out at it, the one that is spun around to look at you guys, it wraps around the top of it and rips it back towards you, and sort of like rolls through the air at you guys about 10 feet before it rights itself and sort of tries to get its bearings again. Melis, you're shooting at him?
Yeah, so I'll shoot at the one that's not been thorn whipped. That's
Okay.
another 25 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's 6 points of just regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then the fire is an additional 5.
Okay.
And my chickens explode for an additional 1.
Sounds good. As the third one turns around to like take in what is going on, as its friend just got ripped away from where it was floating, your arrow sort of comes in the side, behind the lens, up into the side of it, and blasts sort of through the outside edge of it, on fire. It hangs sort of cattywampus in the air before the arrow itself explodes into chickens, and just they rend the inside of this thing, and it falls to the ground. So there's just the one left that has taken Thorn Whip damage, that is currently trying to de-spin itself in the air.
And I'll shoot my second arrow at that.
You should go for it.
It's a 15.
15 actually does not hit this one.
Ooh, all right then.
As you go ahead and draw your second arrow and aim and shoot, and as you're about to let it go, Bulford, you see now, and you grab both your friends and you start sprinting, and Melis, your arrow just sort of like fires off into the ground as Bulford sweeps you up off your feet and charges across the open street. Let's make some rolls here. I can't roll for anything, apparently. As Bulford carries you guys across the street, after seeing sort of this gap in the patrol, some going towards the gate of the city and some going towards the center of the city, you three just sort of cut right down the middle. Bulford, go and make a stealth check for me as you make a mad dash across the street.
Where's my stealth again?
I don't know. It's a bunch. You're a monk.
It's actually only a +6.
That's still a bunch.
But it's a 17. It's a 17 total.
As you make a break for it, sprinting straight forward, you actually make it across the street and cut up an alley and sort of begin to wind your way back towards Mac and Brent's. And you guys, you hear the fading of the whirring of the drone that has been thorn whipped and taken damage that way, as you sort of make your way around the corner down through the city. Eventually arriving at a relatively familiar looking cafe. Again, there are no lights inside. It is also the middle of the day now instead. But you can go up to the door, and nobody comes and stops you or anything. You guys want to knock? You want to barge in? You want to throw Charles through the window? What's the plan?
There's still like drones patrolling above, right?
How big's the window?
It's like a big window. Like it lets in beautiful natural light if it's not covered, which all of the windows here are.
You don't want to ruin that natural light, though.
My instinct is like a quick tap and then see if we can like open the door.
I'm opening the door. We're going in.
Okay. As Melis is like, should we not? Bulford just whoosh through the door.
I'll say, dragging them all in.
I'll just say knock knock as we walk in.
Wait, is that one drone still open?
There was one that you guys left undead, but it you seem to have lost it as you sprinted through the city.
I was about to say, if possible, I'd like to try and get one more thorn whip up on it to take it out if possible.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll. We'll
retcon that.
It's nat 20.
Well, it had 2 hit points left, so you go ahead and you, as Bulford picks you up and runs you away, Melis's second arrow shoots into the ground and splinters off into pieces. And you just sort of like, and you just sort of like whip it with the very end of the thorn whip. And that is enough
with that nat?
Send it down.
Is there any way with that nat 20 I can get the little gem out of it?
Sure.
Oh,
you go ahead and you whip forward, and the whip actually like goes up into it and rips the gem out of it. That is the piece that gets pulled 10 feet closer towards you as the thing falls to the ground.
Amazing.
And the gem,
Beautiful.
With enough force, whipping backwards as it's been ripped out of the body of the thing that it was on, you can catch it, and you have another one to add to Bulford's now bouquet of drone parts.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna make it into
Very
a win
important.
time.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Stick it in the pile.
So you guys have entered Mac and Brent's Cafe. It is currently dark and empty on the inside. You remember the first time you were here, there was a single light on, and it was evening times. But you wait. Everybody sort of looks around. And then you hear something come from the kitchen, like a banging sound almost. I'll be, God damn it. All right. And the door
Hey, Bart,
opens.
it's us.
And you see a little gnomish man walking out that is now a familiar sight to you guys as Bart walks on out, sort of like shaking his foot out. It seems like he stubbed his toe on something. He goes, I see that. What are you doing back here?
The map changed.
The map.
And Charles here tried to speak to the map, and the map spoke to his heart. But we need more. And you're a magic man. You're a different kind of magic man. So
yeah, but it was.
We also need to see a giant goose.
Yeah, well, I need a giant goose.
Yeah, you got one of those back, maybe in the back. Oh, also, we got all 3 of the utensils of power.
Yeah, we're in line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some coffee for this. All right, hang on.
Would you like an egg?
Sure, why not?
Hand him a fresh egg from this morning.
Take an egg from him. Give me a minute, and then we will go through one request at a time here because there's a lot going on here. Okay. He goes ahead and he takes a good 10 minutes to make some coffee. You guys can have some if you want.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like 11 a.m. at this point, so you know.
Did my morning run.
I was gonna say Bulford's got his morning run out of the way, but
Can I try something? Which let me know if it's not possible.
Sure.
Is it possible to like get a short rest in while he's doing a coffee so I can get my wild shape back?
Not necessarily while you're doing the coffee, but you can start to take a short rest, and you can like talk through a short rest, like depending on how long you guys are planning on staying here. So you guys can effectively take a short rest here over the course of whatever conversation you're going to have.
I don't really like. I would like to do it, but I don't have to do it.
Sure. I mean, Bulford's down at least a few key points from the sprint across the city.
How many key points do you want to say so I can?
I mean, they come back on a short rest, so if you guys are about to take a short rest, it doesn't really matter.
I'll agree to a short rest.
Okay.
Hey.
I mean, I would say you would have spent definitely one at the dash across the major street there to just get across as fast as you could, as well as a couple few as you were trying to lose some drones to the city. So we'll say like 3 or 4 of them, but you'll get them back in about 10 minutes here. So
works for me.
10 minutes out of game time, an hour in game time. But eventually he does come back with coffees for everybody that wants some. And he goes in and he sits down and he sort of wipes his face. He goes, all right. So first things first, you want to see a giant goose?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
It's for Charles.
Yeah, he needs it.
I'm turning things I see. So if I see a giant goose, I'm turning into it. And if we're going up against what looks like the biggest one, I'd like to be a giant goose. For offensive reasons.
I think it's very important for us to properly save the city. Like if Charles can't see a giant goose, we can't save the city. Like I'm just
also this could be the last thing this man wants, like the last big animal this man could see. So we could just get him a giant goose. He's been trying to see one of these. So
Yeah.
Think of it as like
Alright.
a last wish.
Yeah, we can
request.
do giant goose. Okay.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Sweet.
These geese they've picked some interesting. All right, and he goes ahead and takes a big sip of coffee, and he goes, "All right, you're gonna have like just a couple seconds here to see this goose, because they tend to get a little rowdy when you do them inside. Okay.
That's all I need.
All right, here you go." He goes ahead and he snaps, and springing to life from the ground over a little ways away from you guys, crushing a table in the process, is a 8-foot tall white goose.
Oh,
Horrifying.
My chickens start to squawk.
You keep
That
your birds
thing-
in.
thing's
We
bigger
don't
than
need a
I
bird
am.
fight here. And he goes, and he
I got
snaps
it,
and
thank
he goes back
They're
away.
just startled. I'm sorry. It's all right, girls.
That's
Just
a me-sized goose.
you said you wanted a giant goose.
You right. I mean, yeah, no, you're good.
thank you
I
very
don't know.
much.
I just wasn't prepared.
It's mostly neck anyway. Like 4 of those feet is
That's fair.
neck.
Yeah.
So it's
The
like
most
having
important
tall
part.
hair or something.
Okay. It's still
Well, thank you.
terrifying.
I'm very excited for this.
Charles, do you think you could, like, just hypothetically speaking, I know most of the things we've faced have been more like they're just drones. With all that neck, could you, like, use that neck to, like, grab things or, like, strangle a person?
See, I was thinking more like an airdrop.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
No, with
yeah.
that's what I got the giant
Just-
snake for.
Airdrop me.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to. I'm
Hell
one
yeah.
level away from being able to fly.
And level 8 is when you can fly.
That's all right. It's all right.
It's fine. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it. Maybe we can like get on top of a roof and we'll glide off.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So, what was the next thing you wanted after Giant Goose? Because now I'm gonna have to fix that table later.
Well, wanted to
I can
let
help
you
you
know
fix it right now.
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. I'll start
Go
working
for
on
it.
that, and then I'll just explain while like I'm helping like whittle and like do stuff to like fix the table. Well, the next thing is that their map that you gave us, or not the map, the takeout menu. It changed into a map, and now there's a little dot. So we wanted you to. Charles said it kind of spoke to his heart, so maybe it'll speak to your brain. You're a smart man. He's like putting one of the legs back.
Go ahead and make a. Are you proficient in like wood?
I'm proficient in like a lot of
carpentry?
random tools. Give me a second to find out.
If you
I'll
are,
go first doing that. I'll get that.
Okay. If you are, it's
Wood carver's
dexterity.
tools.
Sure, dexterity and proficiency. Why not?
Wood carvers and smith tools.
Yeah. Then
I said handyman.
We'll go ahead and make that. Jesus.
Natural 20 plus. What the fuck is our proficiency? 23, baby.
Plus
your dex.
Plus dex is 26.
Somehow, over the course
Holy
of about 20 minutes here, Bulford turns a shattered and splintered table back into a table, which just really kind of shouldn't be possible. But you know what?
It's a little shorter. We lost some.
Yeah,
we lost
you lost like 2 inches in height and a little bit. There's like a hole in it at a certain
smaller.
point. Yeah, that just sort of disappeared. But otherwise, it's
Amazing.
perfectly put back together. And he goes ahead and he takes the menu from Charles and he says, "All right, I don't know what it said to you, but there are items in the world that talk to you. This is not one of those items. I hate to break it to you."
How do you know that, though?
Yeah.
Right.
I've been holding on to this menu for a good like 20 years now, and it doesn't really talk.
Well, maybe it didn't want to talk to you. Maybe it just wants to talk to Charles.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. You might have a better connection to this menu that you've had for a week than I have from the menu I've had for 20 years.
I'm just saying that you said it yourself. We're the chosen ones. So.
Yes, you are.
Would
you just like to take this back and go because you seem to know more about it than I do?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. I just was,
No, it's okay. I'm just a little grumpy right now. It's a little early for me. I had some some looky-loos come by earlier, and I had to send them away. So we're
looky-loos.
Yeah, the people are looking for you three all over the city. I don't know what they seem to be trying to retrace your steps or something like that. Somehow they figured out you had been here, and a couple of big metal guys came through and they walked around for a little bit. They busted up a couple of things, and then they left. And I told them I didn't know where you ended up, because that's true. I didn't know where you ended up. You took the menu and left, which is exactly the plan. But now you're back, so they might be back. But also, I guess you guys are pretty close to finishing up what you came here to do. So that's probably a good thing.
Sorry
anyway,
for the trouble, but I mean, we should hopefully take care of everything shortly.
You know, I called you here. I think that me having to deal with some big old metal men for one more day is a good substitute for getting things back to normal and getting my good buddy back here.
That is fair.
So, all right. Let me take a look at this. And he takes the menu and he opens it up. He reads through the prophecy again. He says, all right, well, this pot is the same. I'm still not totally sure exactly what it means necessarily. I don't necessarily know what the key or the whatever everything else is, but that's what prophecies do. They don't make any sense anyway. Now this here, this is new. This is very new. I haven't seen this part before. I mean, I hadn't seen the prophecy before either, but this is definitely not what was there before. So we've got this. It appears to be a map of the city, as you have deduced so far. And it looks like you've got you sent a bit here where the temple is, and there's this dot here, which you guys have mentioned. And it looks like the dot is actually not that far away from here, maybe half a mile down the road. I'm not entirely sure what the deal with it is.
The dot hasn't moved, right?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
Based on like looking at what you guys have seen, and it hasn't moved since he's had it with him. I don't really know what the dot means. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I mean, the other half of this menu is a prophecy. So now you got a map with a dot and a prophecy.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not too good at math yet, but even I can add that one up a little bit.
Well, sure. Do you happen to know, like, half a mile away, like, what location is that? Do you know the area?
I mean, I know the area because it's not that far away from here, but I don't know exactly what the building is or anything like that. Most of the places around here have been sort of let go and abandoned because people lived here, or they would come in and rent out space or something like that. This isn't like one of the more core districts where it's, got a lot of hustle and bustle, people setting up their livelihoods there or anything. There's some of us smaller folk here, but that's about it. So I have to assume the building is probably empty.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever it is, or if it's not a building, it's just a place in the middle of the street that you got to figure out.
I'm not there yet.
But that's really all I can give you on this one. I don't know a whole lot more than that. Did you guys have other questions that you wanted to have me take a look at, answer, anything like that?
What the middlemen look like? The ones that came in to talk to you?
They were average size people, so bigger than me. And they had they were made out of metal. They were good and shiny, and they came on through here with those robot voices, the rah 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 kind of voices, and they were just kind of looking for you. They weren't particularly notable, other than the fact that they were in fact metal, which is obviously kind of a big thing here.
Right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have another quick question. How much do you?
I'm trying to get my camera to focus again.
Okay, I was like, what was that? Anyway, how much do you know about them? These there, Bullford will pull out the nest of gems and like place it on the table.
I don't know what that is.
These were inside the drones and the robots.
I got a weird question too.
Yeah.
Could I cast locate object on the robots that were coming to look for us?
You can sure try to.
Because they're not people, right?
They're
robots.
not.
They're not Warforged. They're just objects.
They're just robots.
A Warforged is a different thing because they have a soul.
That's debatable.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It depends on the DM.
You can give it a shot if you want to. He said that they came through like a couple hours ago, so you might not find them within 1,000 feet of you, just because of the time passing. But you can give it a shot if you want to.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You go ahead and you cast locate object. And as you do, nothing comes back to you.
Oh.
Seems like they are out of range of your spell.
Not within 1,000 feet of them. Probably good. Day.
That's probably good, yeah. So anyway, these you keeping these because why?
Well, when the drones are close, they light up. They glow.
Yep.
Do they do anything else, or do they just light up?
They kind of just light up because that's all I've been able to deduce from them. I mean, do you see any like magic-y things from them?
I mean,
you want to study them? I don't know.
Let me take a look. And he goes ahead and he picks.
Just hit real good.
You've set the whole thing on the table, and he
sure
lifts one up. It's like a baseball-sized thing, and so in your hands it's like a small rock, and in his it's like a cantaloupe almost. And so he's looking at it. And like, that's a natural one.
Fuck.
I mean, they're clearly magic if they're powering those things, but I don't have a whole lot else to like nail home for you here.
Gotcha. So not your kind of magic that you dabble in?
Not so much, no.
That's fair.
Oh wait, is it magic?
Yeah, I mean it's all like magitech kind of stuff.
If I ritual cast detect magic, can I figure out what type of magic?
Sure. Is detect magic a ritual?
Yes.
Then sure. Let me make sure I know what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go ahead. You can cast that if you want to. You go ahead and you set up. You begin ritual casting detect magic. After about 10 minutes, it comes back to you that this is a type of combination of abjuration, enchantment, and transmutation magic.
Okay, as long as it's not divination, we're fine, probably.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oops.
Sorry, guys, I'm having the tracker this whole fucking time.
I've always wondered in the back of my mind. I was like, what if there's just somebody who's like, you managed to track us with these things?
And just every time we collect a new one, it just gets like brighter. This big old dot. They're like, "Oh, guys, they're right here." And I'm just like, "Oh."
I'll pass that information along.
Right. As you go and you tell everybody, he goes, I mean, that makes sense if they're the things that are sort of making the drones go. But
yeah.
I don't know a whole lot past that. I'm not like a magical engineer or anything like that.
That's fair.
A little outside of my skill set.
Yeah.
So what are you guys gonna? You gonna go straight to the center? You're gonna go check out this dot? You're gonna say fuck
I
it
say
and
we
leave the
check out
city
the
and never
dot.
come see us again?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we probably should check out the
Listen,
dot.
if I left before I got all the ingredients for my wife, she would be very upset. So we're gonna do the dot and we go forward from there.
Yeah, we got all 3 of the utensils, and I'll hold up my necklace, which is now a piece of twine with like a little feather charm on it.
Sure.
So maybe the power of those 3 can help us, take this to the end.
I would think so. That was kind of the hope, really. I'm glad you have come out this far alive. It makes me think that I didn't just send you into like a death trap, but I also
no one's died yet.
Yeah,
well,
he'll knock on the table.
Boom, boom, boom. But also, if there was something that could take down, fiery, it's gonna be pretty hefty. So make sure you got
it's true
everything you can stocked before you head in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got some John. I mean, give me.
So you guys can go ahead and wrap out your short rest in here. And he tells you that you're welcome to stay as long as you want to. If they're tracking you, I imagine that they aren't going to trace your steps in, a good couple hours through the entire city. It takes a while to get back and forth. So
right,
we've probably got a little bit of time here.
We'll probably chill out here and then we'll head towards the dot once we're all set.
All right.
I mean, are we doing a short rest or a long rest?
Just a short one.
Okay.
I don't think anybody lost any hit points, right?
No, I was about to say, if you want to do a long rest, I can switch out some spells and get past without a trace so we can sneak through a little bit easier. But that's really the only reason I can think.
Yeah, I think
let's just run.
Let's just go for it.
Because this one is like, he said what? It's just like a little, like a
half mile
block.
Away. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Could definitely get there pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck to you as you guys wrap out the short rest. If I see you again, I'll assume that you made it. I'll know you're not dead then.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Next time we see each other, I'll bring the family.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks for the coffee.
Sure.
Of course.
Sure. And I guess if you're not done by the time I see you again, let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Can do
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all. We ready to?
Let's go.
Sneak our way.
So you guys go ahead and you crack open the door. Go ahead. Who's opening the door?
I'll open the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
I'll help by looking over her shoulder.
Sure.
It's a 16.
All right. Wilford, do you want to roll or do you want to just give her advantage on it?
Advantage.
Okay. So go ahead and roll again.
Oh, okay. That's a 20.
Okay. You go ahead and you check out and you hold everybody back for a second as you see a couple of drones pass by just outside of glowing range. As you sort of guess that the coast is clear, you go ahead and everybody files out and closes the door behind you. And you can hear pretty quickly after you leave a relatively loud kind of as some kind of deadbolt flips through the door. And then very faintly, this muttering on the other side that I guess with the 20 actually Melissa, you would catch this. I gotta stop leaving the door unlocked as he walks back away from the door. What do you guys want to do? You're standing out.
Back at him if we weren't trying to be sneaky.
Okay, I'll heat that on a deadline next time.
So y'all want to ride? Somebody guide me?
Only if you still,
I'm feeling great. I had some coffee. I got to do some woodworking.
Though we don't want Charles, so Charles will have to run separately.
I'll just pick him up.
He's not a goose no more.
That's fine. I'll pick him up.
Well,
it's like it's just a little bit down the ways.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
All right. Charles, you wanna guide Bulford here since you got the map?
Sure, I'll like get up on the shoulders if possible, I guess, and like use the horns as like handlebars.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? All right. So Bulford.
That's fair. You know what? I did it with the snake. You can do it.
Yeah. Bulford, go ahead and roll
Yep.
an athletics check for me as you're now carrying 2 full people. Melis, make a perception check for me as you watch what's going on. And Charles, make a survival check for me as you attempt to guide Bulford reading this map.
It was a nat one.
Pretty good.
So 7 perception.
7.
Athletics?
Athletics.
24.
Survival is 21.
Okay.
And what was the other? Do I have to make 2 rolls or just the athletics?
No, just the one.
Okay, yeah, 24.
Okay. Actually, I guess are you being sneaky about it, or are you kind of going?
Feel like we should try and be a little sneaky.
I was trying to sneak.
Okay, go and make a stealth check, Bulford.
Okay.
Is there any way I could give advantage?
16.
I don't know how, but
If you can tell me how right now, then yes, you can. But
okay, in Warhammer 40K, so they'll paint something purple if they want to be sneaky. So I'll
good
find
news,
something.
this is 5th edition, so
Oh, well done.
so that's 16.
I'll take some extra cloth out of my bag and like wrap it around Bulford's hooves, so he's a little muffled.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Go ahead. Why not? Go ahead and roll that with advantage.
Just for now. Once we get there, you can take them off.
Oh, all right. I don't like not feeling the ground.
I know. I'm sorry, but just for stealth reasons.
No, that's fine. Holy shit. This is a natural 18 plus 6. So.
All right. Well, that did actually help because one of them had rolled a 16 perception check. But Bulford, it is a pain in the ass running. Essentially, you are running outside with socks on as you are trying to make your way there. You're slipping every once in a while. It just like the fabric is moving under you without the best of grippage, but you are quieter as it pads the clickety clack of your feet. You know, your dainty little feetsies that as you go. Not quite that loud, but based on all of that, Melis, you are doing your best to keep an eye out, but you are back to piggybacked with Charles up on the shoulders, so like
I can't see much. You
can't really see a whole lot. You're trying to like lean around and not fall off and see what's going on, and it's not working great for you. Bulford, you are doing your best to be as quiet as possible, but you now with somebody up on your head, horns grab. What?
Actually, could I? And I understand if this is a no-go.
Concern. Okay.
Could I like fashion like a little? Because I got some rope. Could I fashion like a little harness?
Who do you want to put in the baby Bjorn?
little boots for Mouse. Sit on the front as I run.
All right.
So that to give a better perception. So we should.
Wait, there's somebody like hanging off the front and then
I'll
there's
tell you
somebody
what.
hanging off the back.
Make a are you proficient in sleight of hand?
Who?
Bulford.
I don't think so. Sure ain't.
Then make a straight up intelligence check for me.
Oh, no.
All right.
Tying knots is sleight of hand intelligence. So
well, it's just a straight roll.
Oh boy.
13.
Okay. You know, it's not bad.
At all. Way around some rope.
Yep. We're finding out more and more about Bulford than we need to every single day.
I work on a
farm. Yeah, okay. Melis, you are lashed up to Bulford's front.
All right, sure. I could have just held on if you wanted, but
so you can see better.
Yeah, sure.
It is not the most comfortable, and in fact,
I probably should have just held you up.
with the way it's all set up, with Charles on the shoulders, the feet are kind of like swinging in your face, and you keep kind of like almost getting kicked, and you can't really see up past Bulford's jaw too well, so it's hard to make out the sky where most of these are. But you're at least not like face to ass with Charles anymore.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, this is a bad idea.
But Bulford, you again slippity slip a little bit every once in a while, but you are twisted by your horns every once in a while as Charles guides you pretty well through the city. Actually, you guys keep to sort of smaller alleys, smaller sort of like passes between buildings, and away from the main thoroughfares where it seems like more of the drones are actually concentrated. For eventually, you come to, Charles, what you believe to be the location of the red dot, and it looks like it is just it is a low building with a rolling garage door on the front and a regular door on the side, like just next to the garage door, and it looks like the regular door is like a big steel almost sort of door, and you don't see any like handle or anything on the garage door bit, but there are 2 padlocks on the outside of the large steel door.
Is there any signage or anything that we can see?
Make an investigation check.
All right. 13.
13. As you sort of look around for some kind of sign or anything like that, you don't see anything that would like mark this building as anything. But you do see 2 little labels, one next to each of the padlocks. The top one says birth and the bottom one says ascension.
Are these padlocks like keys? Padlocks
like
keys or like
twist dialy ones?
Are they numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many?
2 padlocks.
And how many? Is it one where there's like
drive through menu back up there?
What'd you say?
Oh, I was gonna open the menu back up and see if I could find any dates listed to like maybe the founding of the city.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh dear God. Okay, that's not bad.
Put the fortune.
Pull out the crumpled fortune.
Yeah.
Gonna burn a lucky point. See if we can get anything better.
There are numbers on the back.
Okay. Oh. I was gonna say 17.
17. Looking through the menu, you don't really see anything as you're flipping back and forth through it, looking for a date of some kind. As Bulford pulls out the crumpled little piece of paper and smooths it back out.
Oh,
you have to go back to the first flannel that you wore into the city.
Yep.
Pull it out.
Go all the way back to the red one.
Yeah.
What are the numbers on it again?
Does anyone remember the numbers?
I have it written down in a notebook that is not next to me, but I can get it.
The numbers
1,
are
4, 6, 22, 23, 68.
Those are the correct numbers, yes.
Did we all have the same lucky numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so. I'm gonna say yes.
How is it a padlock? Like there's a set number of numbers that you put in, or is it one you twist?
It's one you twist. Like it's like a gym locker.
Okay.
What are the numbers?
Like a 3 code. So one of them's gonna be 146. And then the other one's gonna be the other numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's 146 on that first one.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead and put 146 in. Pull on it, nothing happens.
Damn it. We'll try the other 3.
You go 22, 23, or 68. Pull on it, nothing happens.
Son of a bitch.
Go ahead and make
I'm out of
history.
ideas.
Go ahead and make history checks for me, guys.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hey, an 18.
Okay.
Hey, 17.
17. 4. Okay. All right.
Well, for a stop after high school.
Well, that's okay. Melis and Charles, somehow Charles, really, More Mellis
Charles
than
is
Charles.
proficient in history for whatever fucking
Of
reason.
course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
Tell lots of stories out in the swamps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys remember, you have a vague memory that of the day that, or of the date that good Mr. Fiery came to the city, being April 23rd, 06.
Okay.
We'll try 4, 2, 3, 6.
In which lock?
Birth.
Put it in that one. Pull it, nothing happens.
Okay, the ascension.
You go ahead and you put it into the essential one, and it opens up.
Okay. So what are the leftover? What are the numbers left?
You've got 1, 22, and 68 left.
Okay.
122.68 seems like the most reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So try 122.68 and
Go ahead and you put 122.68 in. Opens up.
Okay.
I don't know how we did. You did great.
Charles, good job, man.
Brains, man.
We're real smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all are the brains of the group. That's for sure.
Very smart.
I'll let my wife do all the math stuff in the house.
I'm good.
But this all of you, I'm more than welcome to swamp anytime.
All right.
I'm gonna. This is the garage door, right? So I'm gonna roll.
No, it's the big door on the side, like the big heavy door on the side.
Oh, okay. I'll open the door.
Okay, you go ahead and you open the door, and it is dark inside currently.
What's the menu do?
Taking a look at the menu as you open the door, not a whole lot.
Are we like on top of the dot or near it? Like what's
the
situation?
It appears that you guys have arrived at the dot on the menu.
Okay.
You don't have like little player icons on the menu that are moving around with you. It's not like a video game map.
Not a video game. That's fair.
It to the best of Charles's directing ability, you guys have made it to.
Okay. I more just meant the dot is the whole building, not necessarily.
Yes,
not
it
like
seems like the dot is the building. Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's a map printed about that big, so
right.
You're not working with like a whole lot of crazy
detail
on it.
Prophecy goes
inside.
Nothing. Must.
Yeah. It is dark. Does anybody have dark vision?
I have 60-foot dark vision.
Okay. Wolford, I don't think you do.
I don't think I do. I think it's the first character I've ever played with no dark vision.
Amazing. So why don't the two of you go ahead and make perception checks?
Okay.
To just sort of take a look in with the light that is streaming through the door right now.
It's dark in here.
9.
12.
Taking a look in, you can't see a whole lot, but you do see that the ground of the inside of the building slopes down and away from you guys.
Okay. I'm
like
gonna take out
underground a little bit.
I'm gonna take out a torch and light it.
Okay.
I was about to say, does Melis have any hay that I could borrow?
Sure. Yeah, there's some in my egg crate backpack.
Let me do that real quick, and I'm just gonna toss out a little bit, like just on the ground that I can see, and cast light bonfire on it.
Okay, you go ahead and toss out there's a bonfire like 2 feet inside the door now.
Oh wow! Wow, Charles,
this is somebody's house.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's fine. It's fine, bro.
With the light of the bonfire, you can take a look around, and it does not look like anybody lives here. However, the ground does go back and slopes away from you guys, and it looks like it's just almost like concrete wall, ceiling, and floor in here.
How? So like it slopes down.
It slopes, down.
And like to a point where we can't see it?
Off into darkness, yeah.
Off into darkness, okay. Well, y'all feel like walking into a strange house underground?
Hell yeah.
Because we haven't been walking into strange places this whole time.
We sure haven't. All right.
Let's go.
I'll lead the way because I got the torch.
Yeah, I can't see too good. I'm gonna let you go first. I'll take up the back.
That's all right.
Is this finally the place where I get to burn the chains?
Yeah, we're gonna break those chains.
Don't break them.
Break, burn. No, burn.
Burn them. Well, remember we're not trying to burn because we could burn down the city. We're not trying to burn them.
Right. Yeah.
Tell you what, we'll find you some chains you can burn.
We'll find something you can burn.
At the very least, I will whittle you some chains and you can burn them.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not gonna get it. I'll find something. Don't worry.
Amazing. Who is leading?
I lead.
Okay. Go ahead and make you got your torch out?
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me.
That's a 16.
16. As you go ahead and you make your way down the slope into the building a little ways, you guys actually keep walking for quite a bit further than you would have expected, because the building on the outside is a good 30-40 feet deep in any direction, but this slopes down and away and keeps going for a little while here. As you make your way down, eventually you get to a point, and it looks like it is a pretty much smooth, flat concrete floor, walls, ceiling all around you. Your torch giving off the light around you, you can see down ahead of you actually what looks like another faint source of glowing light as you guys are making your way down. Currently you can't see what is making the light, but with where it is positioned, you can see that it looks like the floor levels off before you get to that point where the light is.
Keep heading towards the light, I guess.
Okay. You guys you want to walk or you want to stealth down?
Probably stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Go ahead and make stealth checks for me then.
24.
We'll burn my second lucky of the day for that.
Okay.
15.
Okay. What you got, Charles?
10. Not much
boy.
All right.
After a luck point, you got a 10. All right.
Neither stealthy nor loud.
Exactly. As you go ahead and make your way down, you slowly begin to see a single light on in the ceiling as you sort of break down and hit this flattened part of the ground where it is no longer sloping. There's a single, almost like fluorescent looking light set in the ceiling, sitting over the top of what it looks to be. As you guys have walked through the city, you've seen many different sort of almost rotted out husks of cars down here. This is a absolutely pristine, bright red, old school Camaro sitting under the ground here, under this single light.
That looks real shiny.
Looks real
Any
nice.
know how to drive?
No.
I've driven the tractor on the farm.
I can do farm equipment. This is a little bit nicer / a little bit small for my taste.
Yeah, this ain't a boat. I'm
abilities.
fucking no. Yeah, this ain't
It's a
no
nice
boat.
car. Just kind of tap.
You go ahead, and as you touch it, the outside of it, the red exterior starts to glow a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And it actually, the glow builds, and as the glow builds, it sort of begins to pull off of it and elongate itself almost into this large equine type form, as this huge glowing red horse takes form a little ways away from it, and as it sort of comes into a solid being and not just a glow of light, you see this large pair of wings sort of curl off of the back of it, and a large horn coming out of the front of its head.
So that's now next to the car?
You guys
Or
are
in place
standing.
of the car?
You guys are standing in front of the car, and the horse is now behind you. So you are between it and the car.
I'll try and talk to it, I guess. I'll
Hey there,
start
howdy.
with common. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Horse. I'll hold my hand out.
I think technically that is not just a horse. It's got the wings and the horn.
Oh,
I did a unicorn.
I know unicorns don't got wings. Something different.
I don't know.
Unicorn just got the horn. If it's like the combo of like a Pegasus and a unicorn, it's a whole different thing. I don't know.
Well, you look real nice.
The little girl
nice
I got, she's real particular.
Oh, sure, yeah.
As you try and talk to it, it doesn't say anything. It just sort of stares at you. It itself is this like deep red color, and it's got like these bright, almost orangey red eyes that are just fixed forward on you.
So I'll walk forward.
On all of us, or one person in particular?
Currently, Melissa, she's the one holding her hand out and walking towards it.
I'm gonna lift my hand away from the car.
Okay,
that
take your hand off the car.
Anything. Okay.
Is there any check I could do to see if this is like some sort of natural beast or if it's like hay or what?
Make a, go ahead and make a wisdom check. Just straight up wisdom.
Okay, that's fine. That's 17.
17. It definitively is not a construct of any kind. And, normally I'd have you roll nature or religion or something like that, but those are both intelligence-based stats. And this is definitely based more in an actual, like, divinity kind of thing. You get the feeling this is some kind of, like, celestial being that is sitting in front of you right now.
I will slowly continue to walk forward.
Okay.
If you got a sugar cube, you should pull one of them out. Everybody likes sugar cubes.
They do.
Yeah, I don't speak celestial. That might work best.
Do you want an egg? I'll ask the horse. And then just very gently, I'm gonna reach out and just like, put my hand on its like nose. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make an animal handling check for me.
With pleasure.
Or a persuasion check, your choice.
Oh, animal handling, 24.
Okay. You go ahead and you put your hand on its nose, and it just sort of and takes a step back and looks down at you again, and then kind of like focuses in on your throat, and then it looks back up into your face and cocks its head a little bit.
Oh, I'll hold up my necklace and show it to the horse. You looking at this?
Flash my shirt a little bit.
Say it comes in and gives it a smell. Nuzzles into the necklace a little bit.
This was a gift from a friend, and we're trying to find its original owner, Mr. Fiery.
It doesn't say anything to you, but it sort of like rights itself a little bit, like pulls itself up a little bit straighter when you say fiery, and it kind of looks between you and then looks back at the other two as it turns around and begins to walk up the ramp a little bit, just away from you guys.
I think we should follow it. I don't know about y'all.
Follow.
Yeah. Start walking after it.
Okay.
Would I think speak with animals, casting that, would that help any?
Or
does it seem like it more so understands us and is just choosing not to respond?
It seems like it understands you. You would guess, based on the fact that this is some kind of like divine celestial sort of thing, it probably wouldn't do well with beast speech of any kind.
Okay.
Or it would be fine with it, but it wouldn't affect your ability to communicate with it at this point, it seems like.
Okay.
And so this leads you back up the ramp about halfway before stopping and turning back around to you guys. And then it sort of it sort of like bows down a little bit to you, like leans back on its front hooves a little bit, and then like jumps straight up into the air and passes through the ceiling above you, just sort of disappears into it. And as it does, let's see. I'll have Melis, you were the one that was sort of like interacting with it. Go ahead and make a dexterity save.
Oh,
we'll
okay.
say.
Oh no. It's an 8. I rolled a 2.
Okay. As it shoots up and out through the ceiling, you hear this sort of like little jingle, and then something. You see something begin to fall from the ceiling, and you reach out to try and grab it, and you miss it, and it hits the ground in front of you, and just sort of like ping, ting, ting, as it, fumbles to the ground a little bit. Sounds like it's made of metal, though.
Can I pick it up, or
Yeah.
one of the others pick it up? Okay.
Yeah, whoever wants, you can pick it up.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
I'm stuck by the light of the torch, so I probably didn't really notice what
Fair
the hell's
enough.
going on.
I mean, the horse was glowing, so it's now darker in this room after it disappeared.
Miles, what'd you drop?
It fell from the ceiling. What? I'll pick it up.
You pick it up and you take a look at it, and it is there is a tag attached to a car key, and the tag says, "Call for me when you need me." And it is attached to this car key.
Holy shit! I think that horse just wrote us a note.
Okay.
I know magic horse. I know it.
Yeah, you were right.
That didn't look like no normal horse for me.
Yeah.
So what's the next step?
Well,
now we got a horse car.
I think we have this car. So.
Well, the prophet said once we find a key to it all, we go inside.
Yeah, that's true. We did that. That was part of the prophecy.
True.
Charles, you want to read that to us? Let's go back and.
Oh yeah, sure. I can read out the prophecy. I must take up the gentle legend. From there, I must find a key to it all. As the temple shall never fall, then break the chains from inside. Hold on, I'm getting the last part. And restore the order ice and flames, or forever will have died.
All right. So I guess.
We go to the bridge?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Should we get in the car?
Do we do it now or do we do it later?
Well, what else do you want to do?
The car could be a tight fit, but we can sure try.
I'm sorry, I meant like, do we want to get in the car now or do we want to wait till we get closer? Or do you think this is cool enough?
I'm confused about when else you would want to get in the car, if not now, Charles.
I'm sorry. I'm asking if like we want to wait till we're physically closer to like the bridge, or if we're probably fine now.
That doesn't clarify anything.
See, I'm confused about how if we don't take the car to the bridge, we'll be able to get into it later.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm a dumb fuck. Let's get in the fucking car.
You're good. I just wanted to make sure that I was not totally
lost.
I'm sorry. In my mind, I was like, yeah, we'll just walk up the bridge. That's fine.
We'll carry the car with us.
Listen, we're strong, but I don't know about all that. That's a car.
We're probably good.
Between me and you, Melis, probably. You're technically the strongest of all of us.
True.
All right, who wants to drive this here thing?
I mean, I don't drive a boat. I can try though.
Charles, I think you should do it.
I think you should.
I'll hand him the car key.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, as you get in, Charles, and you go ahead and you turn the key, the engine just sort of roars to life, you can see sort of like the flicker of the arcane energy that's inside of the actual engine of the car, because everything runs on magic. It's not all mechanical here. Cars work because magic. Sort of flickers to life, and the rumble sort of fills this underground, seemingly parking garage, with just sort of like the echoing sound of the engine running. And as Bulford, you go ahead and you squeeze yourself into the back seat, it actually just sort of like elongates and gives you some more room.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice.
As you go ahead and climb in the passenger seat, and what do you want to do, Charles?
I'm gonna put it in. Well, first off, I'm gonna check my surroundings as proper.
Everybody, put on your seatbelt.
I mean, hey, you check your tire pressure and then adjust your mirrors, and then...
yeah, I gotta adjust the mirrors for sure.
Borfer kind of like tucks down so you can see past his head.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna back out a little bit, make sure there's plenty of room. Then just straighten the drive, and I'm just gonna slam on the pedal.
Sure. And as you hit the pedal, you guys all feel respectively wherever your artifact is begins to warm up a little bit, almost like Melis around your neck, Bulford, your glasses, and Charles, your shirt just sort of like begin to get a little bit warmer as Charles just burns rubber out of here straight up the ramp. Charles, I'm gonna have you make. I mean, there's.
I don't think any of us are proficient in land vehicles, so
I don't think you are.
I'm double checking just to be sure.
I'm
sure.
sure.
As he's driving, inexplicably feels the glasses like switch to the back of his neck.
That's Bulford.
Oh, sorry, Bulford feels the glasses.
They just go up behind or under the cowboy hat and back to the back of your neck. I don't want that. Get back here. Charles, I don't think you are. Go ahead and you know what? I'll say go ahead and God, I don't even know. We'll just say make a dexterity check for right now. We might change that later, but for now it's going to be a dexterity check.
Okay, that's not bad. That's 16.
16. Okay. As you go ahead and you pedal hits the ground, you shoot up this ramp, flying up it. As Melis, you reach over to ask Charles about the roll door that's sitting at the top of this ramp. Yeah. Charles, you just bam straight through it. Car through garage door out into the open air. You guys are a good 2 feet off the ground as Charles just like hard left Tokyo Drift style out onto the main thoroughfare. And the back end of the car sort of fishtails as you speed off towards the center of the city. And that is where we will pick up next time.
Oh my God.
Careening through Flavorcity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back next time for whatever is about to happen, as these people have never driven a car go fast and furious through the city here. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.